Let's start. So yes, hi and welcome everyone. So in today's episode, we would be meeting our new guest, Pallavi. Yes, Pallavi, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Pallavi J and I'm from Nagpur, Maharashtra. And I have done my graduation in Bachelor's of Science. And naturally, the next step is to do MSc, and which I did. I enrolled myself in MSc, but I happened to not like the course. That's why I dropped the degree. And later I searched the options I have, and I found that I might be suitable for MBA, the HR domain. And so that's why I applied to the internship. And after applying to this internship, this is my first internship, so I have no prior experience. And I got to learn about the recruitment area of the HR domain. And so I'm planning to do MBA further. Thank
Great,
you.
great, Pallavi. Okay, that's great. So my very first question, as you said that this was your first internship. So what do you think that this internship has provided you, and how do you see the overall exposure to the internship? What are the positive pros and cons for this internship?
Okay, I joined on 24th of Jan, and the first week I was very happy. Like I got to learn so many things, and it was a very good learning experience. Um, and In the first 2 weeks, I did actually learn so many things. I learned about the MS Teams, and they were also teaching MS Excel, and I got to know about various apps through the presentations too. But later it the work got very mundane. Like it was the repetitive task, and that too it was not technically totally recruiting, right? Because we were not taking interviews, we were just doing the detail verification calls. So you learn a lot in this internship, but I also wish that you had exposed us to all other different areas of HR rather than just recruiting.
Great. Okay, that's great. So how long this internship has been for you, Pallavi?
Uh, 3 months, three and a half months.
Okay, 3.5 months. So somewhere around 100 or 110, 100 days or 105 days, something like that, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Great. Okay, great. So in this span of 3 months, you said that you have been, up to the phase of recruiting people and doing detailed verifications, calls and everything. So may I know this 3 months, this whole 3 months which you gave over here. So how long were these 3 months? Because priorly I have heard that it was kind of a pressurized situations when you came across to Ananta and doing an HR, being an HR at Ananta, it was kind of a little bit pressure over here.
No. Mine was actually vice versa. Like the first 2 months flew by. It was very easy. The first 2 months, I enjoyed. I made friends and everything. I was enjoying my work. But the last month and the last 50 hours were very tough to complete, because after a certain point you can't call, like and our target was minimum 13 to 15 calls. Like you get burnout.
Okay.
The last 50 hours is very tough to complete.
So the last 50 hours were the toughest one for you.
Yeah, and then I also had 13 red cards, so I had to work 26 extra hours.
Correct. So those 26 extra hours kind of played a wild card for you.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, great. So let's talk about the exposure towards the tools which you had over here. Which kind of softwares or tools you used over here?
I mainly worked on Urvin, which is an application tracking system,
Mhm.
and Urvin has its own issues. It was very slow, but it was a good exposure, I guess, to work on something, a software.
Mhm.
And I would use the Office 365 also, the OneNote, and uh, the calendar, Outlook calendar, and I have also used Teams. And yeah, I have pretty good hands on all the softwares.
Okay, that's great. So as you said that you had certain workshops also over here, you learned about MS Excel. So what other workshops have you attended in this internship?
Yeah, so there was Excel workshop, and there were internal presentations, and there were at the end of it, sir had started the goal setting workshop. So I attended it for like a week.
Okay, attended it for a week. So in Excel, what exactly you learn? Is it what with the basic one, or do you had more knowledge on that Excel part in the
Uh,
workshop segments?
yeah, it was the I don't remember much, to be honest, but yeah, I learned the basic Excel.
Okay, that's great. Okay, fine. So, as you said that your first 2 months were very easy into this internship and the final phase was difficult. So, what kind of work you had in your, in your first phase? So, what was the big difference for you, comparatively with the first phase and the last phase of your internship?
Yeah, so in the start we had to screen, and we had to call only the people we have screened, like who
Hmm.
are suitable for the job. So it was not there was no pressure of calling at minimum 15 people, and it was not random. So
Hmm.
you know what happened when we started randomly calling people, then
Hmm.
we gave them a hope that you we will get back to them, right? So they would constantly call us back, text us back. So that was a problem. Like a man kept calling me even after he still calls me even after I blocked him. So that is a problem. So earlier it was nice that we had to first screen, and if he's suitable then only we had to call. So I think that was nice, and we were giving more submissions that way too. And like the problem with random calling was, even after doing 15 calls we would not get even one suitable person.
So, this basically the particular the candidates were a big issue for you in the last phase.
Yeah.
So, what was the reason that you people were doing the random calls exactly?
Sir said that the callings are not happening. At least we will have a good database if we call. So yeah, it
So,
was that.
it was to increase the database or to get the candidate for a particular vacancy.
Yeah, to get the candidate, but like random
That
calling.
to increase the database as well, like that.
Yeah, yeah. So like in
Okay.
near future, if we have any, sometimes most of the time what happened was most of the candidates were from the middle central line.
Mhm.
So we don't have many vacancies there. So that was
Mhm.
the.
Okay, that's okay. Fair enough. Got your point. So, with this overall, exposure into this internship, how highly you recommend this internship to anyone?
Hmm. So out of seven.
Sorry,
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. So it took a long time for you to think about seven.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it doesn't seems to be having a seven score. You thought about it. So what do you think that those 3 marks or the 3 points you are lessing for? Is
Okay,
it
so
with that same management part or do you have something more into it?
no, like if you give us more exposure on other HR domains, then I would recommend it 10 on 10.
Okay, that's great. That's
Yeah,
great. So exposure to the more HR segments. So could you just give us a detail what is all about? What kind of exposure you would be looking forward to if you would
yeah,
get 10 on 10?
yeah. So there is payroll, like it is one of the other main domain of HR. So
Mhm.
even payroll would do, and talent acquisition too. We are, and like uh, a chance to take interviews too.
So a chance to take interviews too often and
Yeah,
a payroll process.
at least of the fresher people.
Okay, great. Pallavi, but I believe that there was a payroll segment in the hands of HR team.
No, there was no such workshop.
Fine. Okay, great. So there was no such thing for you people. Okay, great. No, but I heard somewhere that there was something called as payroll segment for the HR, or might be
Yeah,
they were starting. They were
They were
going to
still
start with that.
planning to start, yeah. But
Okay.
then sir said that only people who have completed 3 months and has done both Excel basics and intermediate are eligible for that. So it was not for everyone.
Okay, it was not for everyone, so there were certain criteria to it. Okay. Okay, fine, great. So yeah, okay. Thank you, Pallavi. It was nice talking to you.